We'll literally in this country take 78-year-old white men before we let a woman lead.
When you were doing photography,
Yeah.
did you ever see Epstein?
No. I wish.
If a guy doesn't have six-pack abs, it shows that they're undisciplined. And that's actually the reason why I don't hire guys who don't have six-pack abs.
He shouldn't have a job.
No. I'm disgusting.
When I was on H3, I didn't know, Ethan, I guess, or his team, they muted me when I said, I didn't know. I really didn't. Believe me, bro, I don't hate anybody. I didn't know that was offensive.
Right, like that's just the language I grew up with.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know. I didn't mean that.
Clap us in really fast.
I didn't know it was offensive.
I really enjoy it.
No, I didn't know.
I'm really enjoying this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Clap us in, clap us out. You guys know what this is all about.
Are you going to do the intro?
Do you want to?
Oh, I don't know. You were asking what question.
I wanted to ask you, what do you prefer to get introed as? Your Instagram name, your official name.
That's his real name.
Yeah, just Nima.
Nima, right?
Nima, aka Alpha King Nima.
Who, aka Alpha King Nima, in the studio today with me and Kirill. We are gonna get all the insights of the major Alpha legend.
How much of the Alpha King is in you?
Well, you know, it's
because it's crazy because I've known you for a very long time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we lost touch. You know the way Nightlife works, everything, blah 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 blah.
We're gonna have to touch up on that, by the way.
On what?
On the history between you guys.
Yeah.
And
before he was the Alpha King, we were blowing each other in club bathrooms.
Oh my God.
Dude, I actually wrote up some questions for this because I didn't know which way we were gonna take it or which way you wanted to go with it. But can I ask you, why hasn't a woman become president yet? And I have my assumptions.
I don't know. That one's a tough one, man. I don't know. In Germany, where I got my home about 4 years ago, Angela Merkel was like a beast. A lot of guys. She was really popular.
Yeah, but she's German, right? So it's like a German woman's terrifying. An American woman's like,
well, you know, all
she could do is cancel you.
I was thinking, actually, as crazy as it sounds, I was thinking after the debate with Joe Biden and Trump, I thought, imagine if Hillary Clinton ran now.
Still won't win.
No?
No. Can I give you a fact which blew my mind?
Yeah, what?
First man in space, 1961. First monkey in space, 1961. First woman in space, 1978. Bro, it's nuts that we sent up we let a monkey experience space before a woman.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, send up fucking Chim Chim and let him look at the planet before a woman ever does.
Depends on how you look at it, though.
Dude,
because I think that we actually saved the woman by sending the monkey.
Yeah.
From what?
From, God forbid, something happens.
But men went to space already. So we were like, all right,
Yeah,
who
but
else
who
wants
cares
to
about
try
men?
this?
Men never were cared for.
My
That's
point
for
is
an
women are
experiment.
inferior here. That's the...
I know, but I wouldn't consider being sent to space
the
as an
Alpha King.
inferior.
What? Yeah, it is. Going to space? Like, you were the...
I'd be good to stay down here. I'd be like, it's
Okay.
all good. Send whoever except me. I'm good.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
The marathon thing
marathon
is kind of crazy.
What? The women weren't allowed to run marathons?
Yeah.
Well, all right. I just assume it was more silly that a monkey got to experience space than a woman.
It is silly.
Right? Imagine like a monkey had a driver's license before your mother ever did.
That's crazy.
Same thing.
See, that one is
man.
crazy.
But this is the truth.
No, but I'm looking at space as like fear. Like I would not want to
But
go
we
out
look
there
at,
out of fear.
bro, what are you talking about? Space is literally like you're like, this is such a rare thing to be able to experience.
I guess.
You're going to like the uncharted, the ultimate adventure, right? That's why you stan Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Right.
A monkey.
So
before a
so
woman.
it's crazy that and you think we're gonna get a female president in this country? We were literally letting wildlife experience.
Yeah, like,
No, that is crazy.
that was a good question to write down. Fuck, that's a good question, man.
The Alpha King was not ready for this one.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, how about this question? I have
That
this
was a
question.
curveball, man.
So based on the way we treat women in this country, who do you think we'll see first? A gay president or a woman president? I'm gonna guess gay because at the end of the day, a man, because America operates in like optics, right? That's why we don't have a female president because we're like, this bitch won't be able to fucking do anything up against like men.
yeah.
Well, it's also decision making.
Yeah, women can't make up their fucking mind.
But gay men are very emotional also.
Yeah, but straight men are pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Differently emotional.
Yeah, like we're serial killers. We're like school shooters. We're emotional in that way.
Yeah, that's definitely, yeah.
We're a different kind of emotional. But I guess you want that. Like you would want a future school shooter to be president, I guess. That would really scare.
Scared the other countries?
Yeah. Like what kind of president would you want
We started off hot on this podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just sad. We're just talking. We're just a bunch of boys talking.
No. I get.
He said we can go to Rumble with this. I got excited.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, like, isn't that crazy? Like, all right, we'll literally in this country take 78-year-old white men before we let a woman lead.
Listen, in a meeting,
in
a meeting, like if we were in a meeting and I knew you were a school shooter, yes, I would be a little afraid. In the sense of like if I saw that you had school shooter vibes. Right. But if you're a representative of a country, then I wouldn't be as scared.
Right.
You know, also the thing is, man, I think maybe it's just coincidence. Like right now, France has Marie Le Pen. She's very popular. She's very, very popular in France.
Yeah, but do you think it's easier to appease a small country, right? We're like 50 countries in one here, right? Yeah. So it's like you're never going to find any one flavor that everybody wants, right? So at the end of the day, though, we will agree like we all want men in charge still. That's the one common denominator. Like we still want guys. And I think if I was a woman, I wouldn't want a female president because then when she fucks shit up, women will never be able to be like, oh, like, you know, like give us a chance. We'll do it better because now we've given you the chance.
Do you think the feminist movement would be better led if it was men?
Like a meninist movement?
No, the men that were the CEOs of it.
If men ran the feminist movement?
Yeah. Or do you think the fact that there's women CEOs of the feminist movement?
I think they won't allow a man, but I think that women are dumb to toss trans women to the side right now because trans women are essentially male brains helping women. Like, you should just embrace that, right? You're basically being like, yeah, be a woman. Like, dude, let's go. Like, why would you not play in the WNBA and be like, we'll take LeBron, right? Like, why would you not take some former dudes on your team if you could?
You know, it's crazy, man. I don't even play that game, bro.
Okay.
That whole pronoun. I'm 43. Like, I see that. I can't comprehend this shit, bro.
I call everybody bro or dude. That's it. Then I can't get
girls
it wrong.
And guys.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? Good shit, bro. I'm like, I don't care. I'll call guys babe. I like to mix it up. I've been misgendering people for years.
Yeah, I'm trying to locate where I stand in this.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. No, I'm not playing that game either because the foundation is.
Yeah, like, look, if I'm put in a situation where someone's like, these are my pronouns, I immediately try to remove myself from that situation. Not like a mean way, but I'll be like, cool, this alters the way my brain's working right now, and I don't have time to, like, figure out grammar. Like, I'm moving on right now. And I'll just go hang out with someone else because I'm like, that person's just not interesting to me if their pronouns is what they lead with.
Do you ever what are your pronouns?
Mine?
Yeah.
Fat fuck. Right? Like, I don't know. I don't have pronouns. I don't think about it.
Yeah,
my personality isn't like related to any. I don't know. Do you have pronouns? Like, dude, I think it's silly when I have to fill out, like, when I'm flying and they're like, what gender are you? And it'll be like male, female, other. I'm like, I don't even want to fill out male. I'm like, why do you need to know?
Way too many options nowadays. The options are making everything worse.
I think even a lot of gay people though are saying. I know a gay guy, and he you
know one gay guy?
Well, I know more than one. Yeah, but he's a nice guy, and really nice guy. And he explained to me that the LGBTQ, like, that's been like hijacked
by the BTQs.
Just by the regular gays.
Right.
So the regular gays that we grew up with. And then now there's the LGBTQ, the purple, the white, all that. That's like a whole nother gay movement.
We grew up with LG.
Yeah, regular gays.
Just,
you know?
Old school.
Cool.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, like no big deal. I remember once I threw a party and there were gays that came, a group of gays that came. And I remember all these black guys at Whip.
Oh, yeah. Black guys, gay guys are the best.
No, but hold on. But then the black guys, they were super homophobic. I just remember them leaving in droves when the gay guy, because I guess they had like a couple promoters that were bringing the gays. That was my first incident of really seeing the homophobia. I think a lot of my black friends might be more homophobic than some of the other guys. That's just what I noticed. I mean, with the nightclubs, they were really sensitive.
Yeah, black people definitely don't. I mean, Marlon Wayans is going through it. You saw that shit?
He's gay?
Marlon Wayans is getting dragged because I think his child came out as gay or trans or something. And he's like, I'm supporting my child. And now they're calling him a groomer and shit.
But he did some gay shit, though, didn't he?
He's a Wayans. They just did they did everything for the bit, right?
No, but I mean, he did some like promotion where he was doing gay shit, though, didn't he?
I mean, bro, Eddie Murphy got caught with a fucking transgender prostitute in his fucking car in the 80s. That was like his big thing.
That dude Grant too, the actor.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Yep.
A lot of people are gay, man.
Money makes you gay. Because you've tried everything straight. You're like, what else is next?
You guys smoke a lot of weed, man. You guys gotta be careful, man.
Why? That leads to gateway drug to gayness?
Weed? Because,
gets you sleepy?
Well, because you never know, man. No, but I'm just saying you never know because that saliva, that might hit pretty hard. And
you're saying I can get gay by
if someone's
gay saliva?
Gay, you don't know. It could be contagious,
Oh, I mean, I definitely think it is.
That shit is real, bro. It is contagious. So you gotta be careful, man.
That's dude, I think I caught the gay a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, can you get it back if you smoke with a straight guy? Or is the gay gene just so strong? You start getting lispy in 30 seconds, like, stop.
No, I do notice though after you smoke, you get a little gay.
Oh yeah,
yeah. No,
is it all the dicks I start sucking?
Yeah, man. Nah, I remember in school there were two guys.
They smoked some weed and just got super gay.
I'm telling you, bro. I remember in school, and once the guy was smoking weed, and there was saliva coming out of it, and he asked me, "Do I want it?" I was like, "No, I don't want it." Then he gave it to his friend, our boy, and he had it. About a year later, I found out that they were together, and that's actually one reason why I don't fucking do drugs, man, because I thought that the saliva was actually contagious.
Do you share drinks, anything with anyone?
No, man. Thankfully, I didn't catch it.
Yeah,
I didn't catch it.
It got me. It got me.
He said a year later, he saw them hooking up. He's like, "Yo, I'm not gonna smoke anymore."
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, that's
crazy. You can pinpoint the exact moment too.
Yeah, I was about 19.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking scary
I was about 19.
move, right?
Yeah.
You get traumatized.
I was traumatized, actually.
No, I'm not gonna lie though. There was one day I was working out, and there was like a couple of dudes working out, and we were working out, and everybody's super masculine, super, getting down to it, and everyone's like, guys like to call each other like the B word and just get a little, like, "Yo, you're a bitch, like lift heavier, blah 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 blah," and usually like,
oh, I didn't even know what the B word is there.
Like usually, or like stop being a pussy, like blah, blah. We always abuse each other a little bit.
Get over here, let me suck your dick.
And like there's no lisps going around, nothing, and it seemed to me that everybody's, because usually gay guys don't do that to each other. They don't go like, "You stupid little bitch, lift heavier."
Literally, they do. I'm sure they do.
I never heard them do that. I used
stupid little bitch.
No, yeah, with a lisp, but I never. But there was no lisping.
Right, but he's still gay. He's still.
No, I'm saying in this scenario there was no lisps. And then later on, I found out one of the dudes was gay.
Oh man!
And I was kind of like broing it out with him. I have no issues with that, by the way. It's great to me.
Yeah, well, you're bringing it up.
No, but I'm just saying, I just didn't understand because sometimes you just don't know, and then you might end up in a situation where you're like, "Yo, what's up? What are we doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean by that?"
Wait, but have you ever been in a situation where like one of your boys wanted to kiss you?
I've been in one, yeah.
Have you kissed
him
back?
You're a pretty boy. You are a pretty boy. I can see that.
Yeah.
Pretty blue eyes.
No, but I had a dude come up to me in Hell's Kitchen, and he like sat down to me, and he had full like armor from work, like his suit, regular slacks, everything. He sits down next to me. He's like, "What are you doing tonight?" Looked at him and said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "What are you up to tonight?" And I said to him, I was actually waiting for you. It was like, you were picking me up from Hell's Kitchen.
You're like, actually, a bigger fucking queer's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah. And I said,
my other gayer boyfriend is on his way.
I said, "My brother, I'm not sure what that means." And he's like, looking at me confused. I said, "I think you got the wrong dude." He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. No issues. Like back off."
I love when gay guys hit on me. Yeah, it makes me feel hot.
Gay guys hit on you a lot?
No.
Gay guys hit
When
on me
they
a
do,
lot.
I let it happen. I'm like, let's go.
weird.
Because gay guys have like good taste. And I'm like, okay.
I find the correlation that if gay guys are looking at me and flirting with me in New York, for example, I remember this, that's when I did better with women. And when the gay guys wouldn't look at me, then I might have let go or,
or fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, because when there's a correlation between gay guys hitting on you and women liking you.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because gay guys have good
Aaron?
taste.
Aaron's like, it's true.
Yeah.
No, really, man. There's a correlation.
No, yeah, a lot of gay dudes hit on me, but my girl's starting to get annoyed by it. There was like one guy that came up to us twice in one shot, and she was like, "All right, buddy, like."
Oh, I would find that fucking hilarious.
My girl's like, it happens a little too often, Val. Like,
Yeah, you give off gay vibes.
See, that's the thing is like when you and I worked in New York nightclubs, it wasn't really like there was the gays. No one had an issue with the gays.
No.
Oh, I don't have an issue with the gays.
But I'm just saying, like even I can tell. But I'm just saying, like nobody had an issue.
Yeah.
I prefer the gays because they literally brought girls around and they weren't fucking any of them. You're like, bring me more gays, please.
Yeah. If anything, that was the case.
Get rid of the straights at this party.
Yeah, right?
No,
I want to be the only
the gays
straight
bring a lot
dickhead.
more value.
But I think
way
now,
more value.
But I think now in the 2020s, it's like it's become so politicized with the schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a different type of gay.
Yeah.
No, it's a different layer of gay for sure.
They used to be, because the old gays used to be proud, like proud people who overcame shit, right? The new gays are victims, and that's the difference.
Oh yeah, those gays were definitely not cowards.
They were like, those gays were, you're like, I'm not even gonna fight these guys.
The new gays are definitely a lot of crime, but the old school gays were definitely like, let's go, like I'm gay, and I was like, let's go, brother, like I was like supporting it, you know.
Yeah.
And now the new
right
wave of gays is kind of like feel bad for me. I'm like, brother, what's all the sympathy? Whereas
Your problems are no longer that bad. Like you guys are basically straight at this point.
Yeah.
There was a point I lived on 164 Waverly Place in the West Village. That was near the Stonewall.
Bro, that's fucking ground zero for gays.
Yeah, man. That's the center.
Ground queero.
No, you hang out over there, you might catch it.
Nah.
Yeah, it's in the air. It's not even on the joints.
Not catch it like.
Catch it.
I was fortunate I didn't get it. Thanks for the concern, bro. I got the vaccine, you know?
No, it's a new wave. It's a new trend.
So you know, it's like, it's crazy because when I see you, I can think back to my youth. It's like we were alumni. We were in the New York City nightclubs, you know? I'm like wondering, like, I remember when the photography came out that Krill was doing, it was so, for nightclubs, it was so unusual to see a guy doing what you were doing. And so you know, you really did great with these, like, with champagne facial.
Oh yeah,
those are hilarious. Did you ever get in trouble?
Dude, it was so weird because I didn't have any edge besides I just went out every night and took photos and uploaded right away, and I kind of took over New York nightlife pretty fast with photography, or at least in our scene, right? There was other photographers shooting like Brooklyn scene, and I was kind of in more of the mainstream, like,
because you had a wow factor to your
photography. Well, it was just kind of more raw. It felt like war photography. And then, dude, I was getting a lot of traffic to the site, and then one day I was at a brunch party, and it was just boring while girls are still eating, right? Like, because a brunch in New York was like, there's the warm-up, then the music kicks in, and then it turns into a shit show. And then I was just like pouring champagne into a girl's mouth, and like someone bumped me, and as I did, it like spilled all over her face. And I got these cool photos, we laughed about it, and then I posted them. And then literally 2 days later, I went to a nightclub, and I heard two girls being like, you think Kirill will pour champagne on me now? And I was like, wait, what? Like, these girls pay attention to the photos on the site enough that when they see me, they're already like wondering shit. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna roll with this, and it became my thing.
Yeah, it was sick. It was a great move.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, I give my wife facials every day.
Yeah.
But
except
it's in the spa.
Right.
But once we actually almost got arrested for it.
Giving her a little
in the spa.
My boy got kicked out of the spot for doing shit.
What do they think is happening in a spa? Like, if you fuck in a spa, you're like, they should be like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
This is the spot.
No, yeah.
Right? You're like, let's go.
Yeah, I think that's the spot to like, it's...
You just loosen me up. My girl's like naked, looks good, and you want me to just what? Like, fucking just talk?
It's the environment. It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and your girl been married for a while?
All in all, been together since I was 38, 43 now, so...
5 years.
I met her when I was 38.
How do you guys keep things spicy?
She's German.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it gay if she wears a strap on?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it would be gay.
Okay. I want to know. But if it's your wife doing it, right? It's like...
But once you become married, man, it's not like you're like really in war. You know, it's not like the guys that are just having girlfriends. You guys are like playing video game war. Like, once you're really, really having a relationship and you're married, that's like the real deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, real deal. You're a Jew and she's a German. Like, you guys are very, volatile.
I mean, it's sort of trippy to be a Jew married.
Does she ever make like Jewish jokes at you? Like, if you guys are like bickering, does she be like, "Hey, shut up before I throw you in the oven"? It's like, "Hey, jump in."
No, man. They're very sensitive. They're very sensitive.
The Germans are more sensitive than the Jews.
The jokes, yeah.
Yeah, that's like, whoa, don't bring up the time fucking we did that.
Yeah, no, they don't trivialize it At all. It's like saying the N-word here with a hard R. It's just not. It's real.
I would bust my fucking girl's balls all day. Be like, can't make fun of it, but I can.
Yeah, man. It's a sticky situation, you know, over there. They don't joke about it. But here, it seems like everybody can make jokes about it. It's more culturally.
Because we're so far away from it.
Yeah.
Dude, we make fun of 9/11 now.
Yeah.
Right? And we make fun of 9/11 pretty fast. We make school shooting jokes like, what kind of pieces of shit? But also great that we can do that, right? Can you imagine executing 6 million people and then not having a sense of humor? You can't just be like, that's just more, more evil to not laugh at it.
Like, I feel like humor is a great defensive mechanism.
That's why Jews are so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the Germans, I would imagine a lot of Germans do make jokes. They just don't do it
behind
around
closed
me.
doors, they're probably great.
They're jokes, yeah.
Just not around
You
me.
should go you should go for a
Yeah.
video, go undercover as a German and try to find like a really like.
I pass for a German.
Just get the outfit, you know.
Just say you went overseas for a trip.
Yeah, you got it, and then see if you can infiltrate in Germany like a German like anti-Jew joke club.
That shit would be.
Or try to start telling your own jokes. What would happen to you if you in Germany as a Jew started telling Holocaust jokes on stage?
Well, like
you'd go viral.
Yeah, well, like for example, if I do this as a joke with my wife to tease her,
Right.
it's like she has like a panic attack.
Why? Because she thinks they're being watched?
No, because this was.
I know.
Yeah.
I just mean like she's like someone could have seen you do that.
Yeah, it's literally like being here.
How do you hail a cab?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean like this?
You never what you hail New York City cabs like a child like hello New York City cab. You've never been like this to hail New York cabs like
No,
yo
I'll go like that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the fucking
No, I don't
that's
go
the
like
Heil
this.
Hitler
Why do you-
with a gay snap.
No, you angle it. That's stupid. I've never done that. I go like this. That has not this angle over here.
No, this is
that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's
I do wanna
crazy. That's crazy. That what do you think is worse, taking your dick out in public in Germany or giving the Hitler salute?
bro. That's so.
I would be so tempted. How are you not tempted? You push so many buttons. You're not tempted to play with those rules, or you don't. As a Jew, you're like, I've learned my lesson. We don't fuck with the Germans.
No. Germans actually are pretty friendly with Israel and supportive, but they're very sensitive about
Yeah, there's
it.
a little bit of guilt. They got it.
Oh, and plus, my content is not really with a German audience.
But
I
if
think,
you
I
did
think
go
it's
to
the
jail
language.
for making Holocaust jokes in Germany, bro.
Well, put it like this. Like some people say, like, how could you make these sort of jokes? And then your wife and her friends might see it. The thing is, my wife and her friends, her family, they look at German content. It's like social media is a completely other experience.
Right. Be like, bro, they feel way worse about what they did than anything I ever would do.
Yeah, I mean,
they had the Holocaust. They're chilling about what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, they.
But do you tag your wife and shit? Do people know who she is? Is she out
Private
there?
account.
Your kids are not, right?
Private account.
That's great.
Private.
Well,
account.
she just doesn't want to be on
That's
social
the
media.
burden, some of the women in our lives have, is putting up with, people who consistently fuck up, right? Whether we think we're fucking up, but others will brand us as fuck ups, right? And you're like, it's hard to also be like, that's why they say a lot of times when you're building yourself or building a career, it's better to be alone because there's no baggage and there's no one to like worry about, right? Like, my girlfriend, if I say something stupid, it affects everyone around me.
I mean, the thing is, you were working as a photographer in the nightclubs.
Right.
I was bringing out the fashion models. So I was around so much pussy. You were too. But I'm just saying, I was around so much. I was talking to them all day long to bring out. I had like a quota of girls to bring out. Some nights I would just bring out 15, 20 girls. Some nights I would bring out like 4 or 5 models, 8 models. Like, it depends on what the deal was with the nightclub. And for me, I when I wanted to get married, bro, I went a completely different. I went a completely other direction. I got like a little village girl from Germany, who would not even get in, maybe not even get in, But she's so wholesome, and her personality is so wholesome. And she's I can tell you, I've known her since I was 38. She's genuinely a nice person. She didn't fake it. Right. Whereas in the nightclubs, you meet a lot of women that fake it. Then afterwards, you find out she's the nastiest, most bitter fucking whore.
She's
hot
too.
But it was fun. Oh, whoa. They're great in the moment. They're great in the moment. But then they're also give you perspective and you go, okay, I'm done.
What would you think about the women in nightclub? We're talking about
what do I think about women in nightlife? What do I think about women in nightlife? Fucking amazing when you're young. Are you kidding me? It's like, dude, you see a girl who's like going to One Oak in the winter wearing a fucking cast, and you're like, sweet, this chick's out to fuck. Right? Like, what girl's leaving the house with a broken leg unless it's to get dick?
All girls in nightlife sooner or later like remind me of like Asian people. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that means. The bad at driving, they go to laundry.
They just all look the same.
Give you COVID.
While, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you're in it and you're young, it's really fun because you're just like, I get to go to the all-you-can-eat pussy buffet, right? When you're young and you're in nightlife. Every night you're going out, you're like, not only do I get to do my job, I get to do it drunk, and I get to be surrounded by girls. This is awesome, right? And then you get older and older and older, and eventually you're like, okay, the gap between me and the girls is so big that it's now like weird.
Well, it's like, you eat bad for like 6 years. Yeah. You have a bad diet, and then you're just like, I gotta stop eating like this. I just gotta do better. I just gotta do better for myself. Yeah. It's the same thing as going out to nightlife in New York City, dating those girls. You're just like, I gotta do better. This is just too much for me now.
Do you have any good promoter stories? Anything weird? Like, a lot of people don't understand. I've brought this up on the podcast before, but like, New York was known for like model apartments, promoter apartments where like 19 girls were sleeping in bunk beds for free in exchange for going out, right?
There was a girl that I liked a lot at one point. She was a model from Norway. And this is a true story. It's not alpha thing. It's just like true story. But it was one that, it was one that popped out. And it was just that I remember was that there was a model that I liked a lot from Norway. And I thought I had a chance. And then my friend got with her. He dated her for a while. And so after that, I was done. I would never touch her, nothing, Yeah, actually, this is actually before he dated her. When this is done, you probably know the guy. But afterwards, actually, he did date her. This was before. And she just came in New York, and I was taking her out, showing her around nightclubs. One night, she went out with this famous actor, Leo.
It's the only guy in New York that really.
Yeah, it's
like model Leo.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a slayer back. Right. I say from like 2010 to 2018 or 2005 rather to 2015. Leonardo DiCaprio would fuck anybody's bitch. It did not.
Right.
It did not.
While wearing mom jeans. He'd go out looking like just a schlub.
Yeah, I mean, he was the fucking beast of the beast. Yep. Right. So Leo, I guess one night went out with her and a nightclub owner who, you already know which nightclub owner would take her out. And then I found out that they hooked up, and then the next day, I found out that he knew that might have been my girl, because or not my girl that I liked, because he asked her about the bald guy.
Who, Leo?
No, yeah, about me.
I would have been like, Leo's asking about me.
No, he was always nice, and she said that she was. And Leo's defense, he found out that I wasn't her boyfriend. He was polite about it, but that was a situation for me where I was like, damn, I lost something I wanted. But then my boy ended up dating her for like 6 months, and they got along great.
Yeah, I mean, was it really losing? Like, I'd be more mad that my boy fucked my girl than Leo. Like, if my girl fucked Leo, I'd be like, damn, man, Leo chose my girl.
That's not true. Your ex fucked Jason Statham.
He chose her.
You hate her.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying.
No. But like Leo, I'd be like, damn, steal something.
Well, my boy told me later, like 2-3 years later, that she had, an STD. I don't know if that was true or not.
Shared a joint with Leo.
I don't know, man. But a real alpha avoids toxic women. Men nowadays, they just have way too many things to worry about. And a toxic woman can actually make it harder for you to achieve success. So I actually dated a toxic woman once, and she would accuse me of cheating just because I would fuck random women. She would accuse me of lying just because, and she was the one that would actually go on my phone without consent. And
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, and then she would actually say, I have an anger problem, when she was the one angering me. That's a true sign of a narcissist.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually an Alpha King rule, which is
I'm agreeing with
that's actually
Real's response is, Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's,
Oh yeah.
Preach, brother, preach.
Yeah, that's an Alpha King rule, actually. 884.1b, which is a toxic woman makes it much more difficult to scale success.
Now, can I ask you a question about toxic women then?
Yeah.
Do you think, like nature, right? You need to touch the stove to find out it's hot, and then you never do it again. Do you think it's necessary for an alpha king to be with a toxic woman, right? Like to get poison ivy, to eat something, get food poisoning, and find out I don't like that shit? Do you think we need to experience bad to then appreciate good?
I thought about this recently. And I thought to myself, just yesterday or 2 days ago, I thought to myself how when I worked in the nightclubs, I was around, it didn't matter. You and I were in like the most upscale nightclubs, but we were around so much violence, bar fight, club fights, around prostitution, around just the complete debunkery, degeneracy on steroids, right? Alcohol, drugs, fast, going fast, living fast.
Yep.
Even the relationships could be very up and down. You know, it's like a fucking it's like that Eminem music video with Megan Fox where they're fighting, or Rihanna, they're fighting.
Right.
It's like you're inherently in these violent, toxic relationships. Then I thought about how with my wife, she knew it would take me, I don't know if she knew this or not, because I was her first boyfriend, but her personality, because her parents are married.
You only marry virgins, right?
She's not a virgin,
Oh,
but
okay.
I was her first boyfriend.
Okay.
But her parents have been together. Her sisters with her husband. Her grandparents have been together. She's around family. And the thing is I was going ham. I'd get angry, go off the fucking rails for the first few years. And I noticed that over and over and over and over again, she wouldn't really flip out. Very rare would she flip out. And then I'd feel bad that I behaved that way. And it took me a few years to stop behaving that way. It was like, and I'm telling you, I just thought this day or two ago, like it took me a while to say, wait a minute, I actually am in a healthy, for the first point, I really feel like I'm in a healthy relationship. I had another girlfriend that was a fashion model, and she's married now, living in LA. You probably know that. You definitely know the guy who married her. But she was a great girl, and I was just going too hard, man. It was the right girl.
Penetration wise, or you're just saying like?
And penetration, but I would say I was in my 20s. I don't think I could have got married.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I was
crazy.
I thought you were talking about like you guys. I got confused.
Yeah,
It's crazy that a German girl brought you peace.
I met her in Spain, Ibiza.
Wow.
Really?
At an Airbnb. Spain has a vibe, bro. Spain, like that's like the cool spot a lot of kids from like Paris and shit go to. It's not. You know how you have like Montauk in New York?
Yeah.
Right. Like you have like the party circuit of Ibiza where like the British kids go. They just party at the bars. But then on the northern part of the island, you got like this art scene. You got like this hip art scene.
Right.
And like it's just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And it's like good, clean food you can get.
Spain is insane.
Spain's insane.
Food wise.
That should be their motto.
Yeah.
Spain is insane.
They'd like you, man, with your pretty blue eyes. They'd like you over there, man.
Yeah, they'd love you in Germany too.
Oh yeah, he just looks like a
kidding me? He looks like a recruitment poster. I'm like, let's get the Jews.
One of my friends, his dad used to call me a young German.
Yeah, you look German.
Young Adolf? Adolf didn't even look like what he wanted. Isn't that great? That's true narcissism. That's Lizzo being like, you know what? I don't want any fat bitches on tour, right?
Yeah.
Get in shape. And Hitler's like, I want them to be blue-eyed and blonde. And you're like, bro, have you seen yourself, you fucking meth head?
Yeah. You know, the thing is, like when you're doing a visual art, and I did a performing art, and you see cancel culture, I think that cancel culture is going to hit a tipping point where it sort of plays out. And I think we're getting to a tipping point, man.
I think it's there.
I mean, we're wearing merchandise from two people who've been canceled. Eminem and Marilyn Manson.
Eminem just came out with a fire song where he just
Houdini?
he told everybody to eat a dick.
Is it good or is he doing accents?
No, he's making fun of like transgenders. He's like doing
okay.
like the song is fire. Can we play a little snippet from the song?
What are we legally allowed to play?
Everything.
No. What do you mean?
What do you mean? It's on
everything?
Apple Music. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Houdini.
but we can't have it on YouTube. We can't include copyright material.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Guys, go listen to Houdini on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you download your music from. I don't know why we're plugging Eminem. He doesn't need our help.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe an editor could add like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't there like a limit? 10 seconds or
I don't
15
know.
seconds copyright.
Yeah, that's usually how I time my sex. Like I can fucking bang this out and fucking with no copyright restrictions.
Shit, man.
All my sex tape have illegal audio, but it's legal because it's short enough.
You like having short periods of sex because you're tired and lazy, or because you just don't think it's fun?
No, just come quick. Like I don't know what you mean. Like Val, I don't understand. You make it like you make everything about like me being lazy. And I know that like you think that's it, but it's just like I come when I come, and when I'm done coming, I'm done fucking.
But I'm saying, what if the girl's not finished? You're just like, well, whatever.
I can do other things, but I'm just saying, like, what do you want me to do after I come?
It's usually like a little trade, like, oh, you come, I come, I come, you come.
Yeah, I know, and that's.
But I'm saying, you make it sound like you come really fast. Like, does your girl like match your speed?
Yeah, I mean, she's been with me for 7 years, dude. I think we're good.
7 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I don't look great, right? So
that means you're doing some shit. That's
I'm
fine.
doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm just saying, like, I don't like brag about long sex because the long sex is gay, man. How much do you suck at sex?
You're like the fresh Jew of Bel Air, bro.
Yeah, fresh of.
Yeah, no, really. Comes from New York, doing parties for a few $100 a night now in this big multi-million-dollar home in Bel Air. I think you are the fresh Jew of Bel Air, bro.
No, he is.
Right?
I actually think so.
I literally was thinking that as I was coming here.
I'll take it.
Do people say that?
Give me a TV show. No one says that. No one has called me a fresh Jew.
Of Bel Air.
Just ugly Jew.
Yo, can we start stickers like? Can we make some stickers like that? Fresh Jew of Bel Air.
Fresh Jew, but we don't have a sticker budget, Val.
I really would have. If anything, I would have thought everyone would have been calling you that shit. That's why I'm the last person.
Dude, I still have people like yell like, "Oh, ugly Russian Jew." I'm like, bro, I haven't had that Snapchat in 14 years.
It was a great Snapchat, legendary times.
You got banned.
I got banned for nudity.
I can't even put Alpha King rules on Snapchat, bro. That shit is like within the first video. I don't know if
Can I ask you a question?
It's gone. Yeah.
How often do people hit you up that don't understand that it's a character, right? Or how much of it is a character? Where you're like, oh, like these people are fully buying into this versus like I have you, and I don't know how much you're willing to reveal, but like, you know, it's kind of like Sacha Baron Cohen, right? It's like,
we'll put it like this. To give you an idea of like the hero's journey, so to speak, whatever the fuck that means. But I just hear, content creators say hero's journey. You go from like this to this.
Right.
I remember Taylor Lorenz, extreme far leftist, by all objective standards, extreme far leftist. She's a journalist, I think, for the New York Times.
Right.
I remember once Taylor Lorenz took one of my videos, put it on Snapchat, on X, went viral, and she butchered me. She literally butchered me as a misogynist or hater of women, just the fucking filth of the world, basically. They all laughed at me. I was looking at the thread of people just tearing me the fuck apart. Then I saw about a month ago that she liked one of my videos on Instagram. And then I saw the situation, then recently going on H3, a liberal audience. Right. I think now it's finally gone to the point where I actually am okay with people knowing that it's satire. I'm okay with it, man.
There's nothing wrong with having it
be
there's
satire. Now I put in a disclaimer that it's comedy. The Alpha King rules, because I had a situation with Matt Rane.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah? Oh, you saw that?
Oh, did I see that? I'm like, damn.
Bro.
Talk about beta behavior.
The crazy thing is my first situation talking about the Matt Rane situation. And with Matt Rane.
Yeah, can you explain exactly what was the catalyst for your Matt Rane situation?
I'm of the opinion that some comedians, some people that do comedy get favored. Doesn't matter about the engagement or the shares.
Right.
Okay? So, fuck around. And it's obvious, right? Cancel culture.
Knock people off a pedestal.
Yeah, it's a pretty, you look at the environment.
Right.
I made an Alpha King rule about Matt Rane getting on his knees and giving two guys blowjobs. Now, that was an Alpha King rule, and it came right after the Cat Williams situation. The Cat Williams situation happened like 2 months later, by the way. I filmed that video, got like 1 million views on TikTok, maybe 600,000. Gone. Instagram never put it out. YouTube never. Then a guy named Dom Luker on X put the video out, and it got to 25 million views, except when he did it. Bear in mind, the Cat Williams situation was very popular, and then he pushed it out as a conspiracy theory.
So he added fuel to the joke by making it much more real.
Not only did he share it, then other people shared it. I mean, I had a fucking dirty lawyer. I looked at this dirty piece of shit lawyer, look at the video, and dissect the video, basically encourage Matt Rane to go do a lawsuit. But in reality, he's an idiot lawyer because he excluded the Alpha King rule. He just showed the serious part of the joke.
Right.
So before I knew it, all this happened. My lawyer said there was nothing there.
Right.
He would have lost.
Are you nervous at this point, or are you enjoying the attention?
I was nervous until my lawyer told me, and he's worked at one of the best law firms, Russian Jew. He told one of the best law firms in New York. His name's Alex Titkin. And he said to me, you got nothing to worry about. He said, you got nothing to worry about. Complete confidence, complete conviction.
Right.
Then I was fine. But we have a mutual friend here who runs the Laugh Factory on Thursdays, Tehran. He knows Matt Rane. And we were talking, and I was like, look, I don't want to take away this guy's hard work. I know this guy worked hard. I'm willing to go out and say this is just a joke. TMZ contacted me. TMZ, hey, we want to know what happened with Matt Rane.
No, the one, like, how would you know that you knew that he got blown by two guys or blew two guys? No one's like, where's this? Like, no one's like...
Well, this whole thing, I think, was maybe...
This is great.
Well, I think Matt Rane was doing a tour.
You think Matt Rane actually...
I think once the opportunity came and he was on tour, I actually helped him.
Right.
Because he became trending. Not me. He became trending.
Right. You slapped him like Will did Chris.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like a little guy. He's fucking huge. He's been doing it.
Imagine how many stories like this pop off and everybody believes them.
But he had a tour. So this must have helped him. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But TMZ contacted me. And then when they contacted me, I was like, all right, I'll tell you what the situation is, bottom line. They didn't take my side of the story. They just literally did the story without putting any of my words in it. And then when they did the article, they just made the article as if it was a complete lie, instigating more drama between Matt Rane and me.
Well, yeah, it sells clicks, right?
Intentional. And then I did a video to just clearly state, hey, Alpha King Rules is a parody. This is satire.
It's insane that you even have to defend your art like that. But isn't that art? Essentially, you created something that wreaked a little bit of havoc. That's awesome. You created emotion.
Not a little bit. It was a lot.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, great.
Like, it's like what Nathan For You does, right? You know Nathan Fielder. Like, that's part of performance art. You take a lot of risk and you got to eat shit for it sometimes. But it adds value. It makes you cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, bro.
Getting sued by Matt Rane for calling him gay, bro, that's fucking hilarious. Like, well, I know it sucks in the moment, but 2 years, 3 years, you look back, you're like, bro, remember that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that then they made another video. I made a video to clarify it was parody. Then TMZ does another article basically saying that I changed my mind. I changed my story about him getting on his knees, giving two guys blowjob. But I never changed my story. I never did. It's always been consistent that it was parody. Right. I never even met Matt Rane.
Right.
It just goes to show you, man, like the media they can assassinate you, bro.
Oh, man.
They can assassinate your character, bro.
So good.
Right?
I mean, it's good and bad. It's good bad when you're going through it. It's good a few years later. You're like...
It's good for your case because it was a joke originally anyway. So
right. Yeah.
But you know what? There's people that make jokes that...
Is there anything out of context you want to say here that we can help you go viral with? Who's in the news? Who could we take down? I need to go viral lately. What can I say?
Did you hear about this guy, the pedophile, the streamer guy?
Okay, first of all, I can't have anything with pedophiles take me down. That would be the worst.
Guy goes, let's get famous. And he's like, all right, this is a rule.
All right, so I hear a great way to get famous is to touch kids. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Disrespect. What happened to him? He got baited by Twitch.
What happened to Dr. Disrespect?
I think he said something and then all... Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? So you can't groom children, but you can groom adults, right? But we shouldn't be able to groom anyone. But I've like my girlfriend groomed me. I groom my girlfriend, right? Like I tell her, like I'm like, I don't like that shit. Start doing this. It'll make me want to fuck you.
Did you ever see?
That's what grooming is.
Well, how about this? When you were doing photography.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Epstein?
No. I wish. Maybe I should. You know what the best part is? Now there's AI.
You wish?
Well, yeah, it would have been cool to capture. No, because it's war. I look at it as war photography. I look at it as like I document everything that happened. And if I had Jeffrey Epstein partying, that's a fucking iconic photo, right? But like AI now exists. I should probably run it through my entire old photo database and be like, who can I pull up from back in the day?
That would be crazy.
Did you ever meet Epstein?
No.
Damn.
You said that like you did though.
No, I didn't. But we were definitely not that far from each other, though.
Right. I feel
because
like
if you worked in New York nightclubs bringing out fashion models, you're not that far from Epstein in 2005 to 2015.
Right, considering half the girls in One Oak are 15. Right. So
what do you think about those two twins that make out with each other to make money on? They said that they were used to be like family friends with Epstein.
Who, the girls or the guys?
No,
Island
the
Boys?
two twins, the Island Boys. Yeah.
Oh, I think that was fake. No,
That's disgusting.
Nah, it's real.
I think it's press, dude. Like you wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, guys, I also got fingered on Epstein's island."
Nah, but what do you think about them hooking up with each other?
Two brothers kissing? Come on, bro.
Is that gay?
Yeah, I think it's.
Or is that just two
incest
brothers
and
that
gay.
love each other?
Incest and gay. I think one of them got a girlfriend now. He got her pregnant.
Damn.
You like those nutritional bars?
Yeah, I would fight one of the Island Boys for sure.
Only
They're training
one?
though.
I would scrap one with both of them at the same time.
Are they still a thing?
I don't know, but I would fight them.
But you're pretty tough dude. You from Brooklyn or where?
South Brooklyn, yeah.
I knew it. I could tell it from a mile away, man.
I would love to fight both of them. I always imagine it.
I feel like the Jews and the Italians from Brooklyn had like a edge to them. They weren't like your regular white boy, you know?
No,
They were
it's
like
not.
I'm a regular white boy.
Yeah, I don't like being put in the same category as the regular white boys.
No, you
Definitely
know?
get offended by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of bothers me.
Like the Jews from
He
Brooklyn.
likes he notices too, and he kind of laughs at it, and I like that because he kind of picks.
Yeah,
up.
Val just thinks he's black.
No, but I'm just saying the average Jew, the average Italian from Brooklyn, they're pretty fucking tough, man. They're pretty tough.
South Brooklyn, you had to be because everybody would be in the same parks, so it would be like there was a lot of. It was just condensed. A lot of people together at the same time. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of different cultures, and everyone's kind of picking at each other. So there was always a lot of fighting. But it was kind of almost like family-like. It was weird. It was like we would fight, then we'd be friends the next day.
You didn't hold those kind of grudges. Like now,
Right.
everyone
People would
has a
get
grudge.
jumped. You get jumped. You're like, oh shit, those guys from that park jumped us. Let's go jump them. We jumped them, and then 2 years later, everyone's like, all right, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Do you look at Krill as like a nice suburban New Jersey
No.
Jew, leafy suburb Jew?
No, you know why? Because Kirill was always still like, he was still to me like, if you grew up in, if you
I'm
like,
totally am. I'm a fucking homo. I'm a homo
yeah,
from the
but
cul-de-sac.
you've been beat up before. You've had like, you've
Yeah,
had run-ins
I'm gay.
with like,
Yeah.
They beat us up.
no, but you weren't like a victim about it though. You weren't like a pussy about it. Like if you were soft, I would be like, yeah, you're hurt, like you're soft, but you're not. You were never soft. Like if something bad happened, you wouldn't be like, oh my god.
My problem is I don't
jumped me.
really start shit except on the internet, and then in real life I was always pretty like welcomed and loved everywhere I went because the only guy with a camera is usually loved, right? Because everyone wants their photo taken. I'm not like intrusive, and I was protected by every bouncer everywhere. I hung out with the gay guys, the black guys, you know, the Jews at every party because I was just everyone's best friend.
I would look at him like that if he was one of those kids from Jersey that acts tough but is soft. He was never.
I just don't act tough.
He never acted tough. He was just like, yo, I'm Kirill. I'm fun. I'm cool. I'm chilling. Like I don't fight nobody. I don't need.
I don't
this
need to be
energy.
tough. I have tough friends.
I don't need this energy. So for me, I never looked at him like that. But then there's those kids that come through and they're like, yo, I'm the man. I'm fucking like you're those island boys. They all act. They act so tough. I would literally just, bro. It would be 2 seconds.
Yeah, they look like a chewed fucking pencil.
They're like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this?
Yeah.
You know, that's the most irritating part is when somebody's acting so crazy nonstop and you're just like, please, just chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that must have been trippy though, being a German-looking Jew in Brooklyn.
I'm not Jewish, actually.
Yeah, but just still, even like a German-looking guy.
German-looking guy.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy because all my friends are Jewish.
But then being in Brooklyn, you still, I mean, you got some tough neighborhoods down there. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
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 Bed-Stuy.
Coney Island, Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, now he's a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a barber.
Hairdresser.
But if you're a barber in South Brooklyn, you also have to be tough. You got guys coming out of jail. You got crackheads coming into your barbershop. People not paying you. The people who come through beat you on a haircut.
Yeah.
You know, and these guys are drunk. You're cutting people in the middle of the night.
Well, why you say he's a hairdresser, bro?
Why?
He
Why
just
say
he doesn't
hairdresser?
like to give me. He doesn't like making me look cool.
Cuts
or something.
hair.
That was a good one. That was a good
What?
one, man.
That he's a hairdresser? Yeah, well, gay pride just ended, but
He got sensitive about it too, you know.
Hairdressers don't know how to do fades. That's the problem with hairdressers.
They don't know.
that's okay.
No.
So you know, but so you're a hairdresser who knows how to do fades.
Hairdressers are usually just all scissors. You know, Williamsburg. You ever get haircuts in Williamsburg?
I don't have hair.
You ever get?
I haven't had hair. Oh, yeah, you had to ask me that? Come on,
Hey,
bro.
bro, you need a haircut?
But you don't get a beard trim sometimes, like a gentleman. You never stop by real quick, do a little beard shave.
I would maybe every once in a while. Maybe I haven't done it maybe a year or two, but
Were you doing like beard retention haircuts?
Is it gay that you
No.
only cut men?
No, I have.
That you only work
I have
with dudes?
women clients.
How many women to men?
I mean, I only have like 2 women clients.
And how many men? It's a pretty gay field, huh?
would you be considered a hairdresser if you did the same thing for a woman and a barber for a man? Like, what's the official title there?
You're a barber if you come in. Only men.
If you come in other men?
So if you only cut men.
But what if the man is gay that you're cutting? Now you're a hairdresser again?
What if she's a woman? What if it's a woman and you're cutting? Would he then be right that you're actually
No, that's
a
only,
hairdresser?
it only comes down to like scissors. Once you start using scissors and coloring, that's when you say you're a hairdresser. And I don't know.
What's the definition of a hairdresser?
Yeah. Do you wash your hair?
No.
Yeah.
Do you kiss him on the lips and touch him on the hips?
I kissed him on the forehead.
Yeah.
You would have a good forehead.
That's a hairdresser, my man.
You would have a good forehead to kiss.
If you shampooed a person's hair, you put conditioner, would that make you a hairdresser?
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Yeah. So
Why
he's
not?
a barber, man. I think he's a barber.
Yeah. A lot of spots want that now. A lot of clients want that.
In Germany, you could see like there a lot of the Turks have barbershops.
I love it when they burn your ear hair.
Well, they do all sorts of. They do eyebrow waxing.
Yeah.
In New York, we have Buharians.
Buharis?
Buharians. It's a strain of Russians.
It's a strain of Russians. Like we're a fucking
I've heard of
Buharians. They're on the mountains of Russia.
They live like goats.
You kind of look Buharian, actually.
The Jews?
Yeah, Buharian Jews.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
You look a little Buharian.
Yeah. My family lives in Jerusalem. I'm mixed. I'm half Jew. I'm not full.
You look Israeli a little bit.
Yeah, Jerusalem.
Yeah. I'm not a real Jew.
And Iran. No?
Like I'm like a Jew, but I don't do anything Jewy.
You're Jewy.
How am I Jewy? Tell me the most Jewish thing about me. Give me the top
Your
3
eyebrows
Jewish.
are super Jewy.
That's Russian. Continue.
No, they're not. Thick eyebrows like that are Jewy.
Okay, so I thick Jewish eyebrows. What
No,
else?
it's true though, no?
Okay.
Russian Jews don't fuck around though. I'd say out of all the Jews, that's probably like.
I fuck around.
Nah, I mean, they go
I
hard.
exclusively fuck around.
I'd say no.
I don't even.
No, I'm saying
I'm
they
not
go
a scary
hard. They go
Russian
hard.
Jew.
They go hard.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
go
what we go
hard.
hard for, but
Those like
that's
mobs, bro. Like those are like
the Russian mob.
I think
No,
they
the Russian
I
Jews
don't. I
you're
don't.
talking about.
Huh? They go hard.
The Ukrainian Odessa Jews are
They go
wild.
hard.
Yeah, those are wild ones for
How
sure.
about Albanians?
Albanians are different though.
Albanians are terrifying.
Yeah, they go hard though.
You
Right?
scared of Albanians? What are you so terrified?
Albanians are just Albanian.
Why are you scared of the eagle on the flag?
Oh, I didn't even know they had one.
That double. It's a dragon, no, or eagle.
They got some beautiful women.
Albanian women.
Albania has some beautiful women. Man.
Every time I go on vacation, I buy weed. It's always from like Albania. Like the drug dealers are always like, this is grown in Albania.
Yeah, before you do stuff like that, please let me know.
What do you mean?
You buy drugs from Albania?
No, they're like this weed's grown in Albania. Like when you
From
buy
where?
like from like when you go in Greece and you buy like weed from a guy who
Oh
rents
yeah,
jet
Albanians
skis.
run Europe.
That's
part.
what I mean. I don't buy Albanian weed in
I thought you were talking
California.
about in California.
Oh, where's your dealer? Albania. They're like, sweet.
Not that there's anything wrong with Albanian drug dealers, but I'm just saying I'd never heard of weed being from Albania. That's what I was kind of.
You don't discriminate.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was gonna ask you something. When I noticed you say, "Oh, that girl, like Albanian girls are hot. These girls are cute. This, that, and third." You come from a very wholesome like background right now with your wife. Does she take offense to when you compliment other women?
I imagine both of you could understand me when I say, if you're doing content on social media, and you have a little bit of success, you are going to get women to DM you, laugh at your stuff, look at your stories. I mean,
What kind of women do you usually attract?
I actually never show I never occasionally I'll show like nice messages from guys on my stories, just as like show,
They're supportive.
They're human.
and I appreciate it. And hey, I actually have some people that I'm dealing with suppression,
Right.
for example. And it's just nice to show.
Right.
It makes you feel good.
I bet you a lot
Strokes
of
my ego.
A lot of MAGA women.
I would say there's some bad, if I was a bachelor, I would take, I would utilize this situation, but I downplay it. I don't show it. And there's some situation, like there was a girl recently, I think she was Ukrainian, beautiful. It was nothing personal. And she put me in her IG story and she spoke about it. She said something very flattering to me. I didn't share it because I know my wife's sister, her mom, they might look at my IG story. Very sensitive about that, So I don't fuck around with that shit, man. It's my ego. I would like to do it for my ego.
Oh, right. I do it for my brand.
Yeah.
But it's also nice for the ego.
You do it for the brand first or for the ego second?
Because to me it's like, yes, does it probably bother my girlfriend? It might, right? I'm sure at some point if I constantly talked about it or brought it up, it would bother someone. So it's definitely not as much ego and it's more brand, right? It's on brand to be like, here's a hot chick who's like, I shoved my fingers in her butthole to put the champagne in there to film a silly video for Twitter, right? Like, it takes a certain kind of chick to be like, okay with that too. But I also don't do anything behind the scenes. So like when my girl sees shit and it bothers her, I'm like, I showed you. Do you understand? Like, you didn't find out. I posted it, meaning I'm okay with it and that you should be okay with it, because I'm not doing this out of like any other reason but to attempt to make something funny or silly. And I failed, maybe, right? And it hurt your feelings, but at least this wasn't like some secret thing that you found of me fingering a girl with a champagne bottle. You're like, oh, I was just attempted humor and it failed, and it might have hurt your feelings that I crossed the line. But at least this wasn't done in secrecy, right? So it's like I kind of have that wiggle room. I can kind of talk my way out of these situations because it's like I posted it. Like, I'm not hiding it.
What school did you graduate to be this kind of gaslighter?
Oh, dude, I've practiced on so many girlfriends. I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, what do you want me to do? I'm not hiding this shit.
Right.
He was telling you that, you should start showing your body more on Instagram. Would you do it?
And on the podcast.
I think the body thing is cool and all, but it has to be done a certain way, because I think it's a little like constantly flashing your body is kind of like feminine.
No, it's not.
But if you got 6-pack, man, that's pretty nice to show. Man.
Val, everything's cringe until it makes you money.
That's a fact.
Everything's cringe until you're like, oh shit, that guy's making what? He gets to make a living doing this. Then you're like, damn, I wish I had abs and I could do it. It's more cringe that you're not taking advantage of it because you have a leg up, right? Your wifey's hot. That's why she has these makeup deals, right? Ugly girls don't get those, right? So she's leaning into what she has, and it would be cringe to not for her to turn it down. Dude, you have abs. It's not feminine to be like, I have a work hard for this body. I have the mental strength and the fortitude to show up in the gym. What's feminine about that?
Right.
I'm feminine. I have tits, right? Like, there's nothing like, and I show off my body more than you.
Yeah.
I've shown my body more than you on the internet, right? And the only reaction I get is humor, and it crushes.
If you don't have 6-pack abs, it shows you're undisciplined.
Shows you're weak.
It shows you're undisciplined, and that's one reason why I actually don't hire guys who don't, because it's like, why would I want to hire a group of guys that...
He shouldn't have a job.
No. I'm disgusting. You should know. I work for free.
If a guy doesn't have 6-pack abs, it shows that they're undisciplined. And that's actually the reason why I don't hire guys who don't have 6-pack abs, because why would I want to hire a fat fuck or someone with a overweight?
You can't trust fat guys.
An average Joe with a big beer belly who's happy getting a blowjob once every 3 months. Mm-hmm. But if you do have a 6-pack abs, the guys that do, and why I hire them is because it shows you have grit, discipline,
correct,
and an ability to fuck,
to succeed,
right,
to
fuck at work,
to fuck. Now some people might call this illegal or discriminatory, but remember Alpha King rule number 701: success in business is like success with a hot girl. Occasionally, you have to do something illegal to achieve your goal.
Bill Cosby might have co-wrote that one.
Your rule book. How many,
you
gotta do what you gotta do.
How many rules do you have in your rule book?
That's the first. Out of everything Cosby did, that's the first thing.
You're like, do you actually help co-author that one?
That's what the correlation he did.
Do you have the 10 non-negotiables?
Huh?
Do you have non-negotiables?
And what?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like 10 non-negotiable rules?
10 Commandments of an Alpha King? Is that what you're saying?
I have a book coming out called How to Not Be a Bitch in a couple months by Alpha King Nima. How to Not Be a Bitch has 25 Alpha King rules.
You should just have one in the front. Be like, don't buy this book.
Yeah.
Be like, don't be a bitch and just go out there and...
Well, I think one thing maybe that you and I have in common is like when he did it, he did the photography. It was very odd. It was very odd. It was like something odd. And I just feel like there's no comedy for men. So even like everything that we've been doing, it's not really like we're going to have the help of the FYP. We really got to go hard to even get a chance. Right. But you find that at least we got freedom. At least you're saying, Val's saying, I'll be a fucking man. I'm going to speak my mind. I'll say what I want, and I'll pay the price for it. But at least I have my freedom. And we're not pushing hate.
But a bunch of white guys acting free.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I get it. I just wanted to ask you, in your Alpha Book rule, what is the rule for men that date porn stars?
Man, I think I got to make one for that one.
Yeah, right?
I might have to text myself that, remind myself. That's a good note. I don't have pen and paper to write that down. That's a good idea.
My rule for dating porn stars, I'll give you mine.
Have you ever dated one?
No, because I can't handle it. My rule for dating a porn star is just know what you're signing up for, right? It's like getting in a cage with a tiger, right? You're like, oh my God, I always wanted to pet a tiger, right? Until you're like, oh shit, I don't like that it's a tiger, right? Everyone falls in love with a stripper until you have to date a stripper, and then you're like, oh shit, now I got to lay awake at night wondering what she's doing for those tips. And the biggest problem I have with dating a woman in the sex work industry, and I have nothing against them, I love them, but my problem is if a girl, say she gave up sex work for me, say you just dated a reformed hooker, the minute she needs any money, the first thing she'll go to is the easiest way to make cash. And she'll go right back to sucking someone's dick she's not going to go be like, oh yeah, let me go fucking work at Starbucks for fucking $20 an hour where I can go blow a dude to make $2,000. So my biggest fear would be that a chick would resort to her easiest way to make cash. I wouldn't be able to trust a ex-sex worker for that.
Would you?
Absolutely not. I told my boy, he was dating this stripper recently, and he said to me, should I date her? I said, listen. I said, what are the rules? He said that she says she's willing to quit her job as long as he's willing to really commit to her. I said, what is she going to do for work? He said, he's like, I don't know. She has like a property. She can sustain herself, sort of. But she basically saying that he has to do most of the work. Val? She was a stripper, yeah.
Oh, no, sucking dick's too easy.
And I said to him, I said, brother, no matter what ends up happening, and if you can't provide the lifestyle that she's used to, I said, she'll go right back to doing what she was doing.
Yeah, a woman's never going to suffer more than she has to.
I remember I dated a model from Eastern Europe. I'm not going to say the country. Some of the guys in New York will know who I'm talking about. But she was a very successful model, man. And really, this is a true story. And she basically would go out and, basically be naked, half naked, doing shoots. And I remember once, I'd see her occasionally go to castings, and once she was very provocatively dressed, very I just wanted to fuck her, she just looked so good, I remember, and she came back 2-3 hours later, and I didn't think nothing of it. But then I started thinking about it in hindsight. I remember I would look at her phone occasionally because she just had her phone, her Chase account, and I'd see all of a sudden she would just get this 10,000, 20,000 or something like that. Now, it could have been from her modeling jobs because she was making money. But I was, and then she'd get...
Not in even numbers like that. Those are wires from men.
But it was also she had $40,000 Hublot, $40,000, Daytona, $7,000, Celine bag. She was really fucking doing it, So I wonder if somebody... Because I think now in hindsight, you look back on that era that we were in the New York nightclubs, how many of those models were actually... working as prostitutes also, yeah. So you never know. Maybe I did date one. I just didn't know.
Val, does that make you jealous as a good-looking guy that there's no gay island where you can be treated the same way a woman can, right? Where other men are like, oh man, I'm going to give him a $40,000 watch, right? No one does it to you. No matter how good-looking of a male you are, usually no one's fucking treating you like a model.
The question is...
So you're a good-looking dude,
okay,
right? Right, and he's describing this chick who's a good-looking woman in New York who's getting all these free watches, free everything, right? Dudes just want to fuck her, right? And they're taking care of her. Do you ever wish that your good looks brought you that if you could live on an island of gays, right? Because that's the only place you would have the same street value as a hot chick is on Gay Island.
No. I don't really think about that now.
Okay.
You don't think about
it. It doesn't bother you that women get free shit?
He giggles.
He giggles. You giggle you're wait, how much is a fucking Hublot watch?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't bother me, no. I don't want to be on a gay island.
Can I ask Alpha King a question?
Yeah.
Does it bother you that more people see Caitlyn Jenner as a hero for becoming trans versus Bruce Jenner for being a world record holding Olympian?
Dang, bro.
You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy that that's his fucking her legacy?
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Bro, to make it in the Olympics or to just wear a dress?
What do you think is going to happen next?
That's the new Olympics, though.
The new Olympics? The new Olympics? They should have... Wait, here's my question. I don't even understand this. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Okay, so we have an issue with trans women who are former men playing in female sports, right? And apparently, we have a giant trans epidemic, right? Everyone's turning trans. They're teaching kids to be trans. Why is there no trans league? And then we could just solve this problem. Like, hey, all the trannies play together, all the women play together, all the men play together. Why do the trans get to just like float in like Switzerland and be like, I feel like this today and I feel like that today? Like, bro, you run a fucking restaurant, right? You have enough money, build a trans bathroom. Have a men, a women, and a trans. Why don't we just add on?
I mean, what do you think is going to happen with this feminist movement if there is a world war? Do you think that the women will rush to go to war?
No, but I don't want to rush to go to war either.
No, but like, do you think that then they would want traditional values? If it was not them going. No,
of course not. I'm gonna turn into a trans woman if there's a war. I'm gonna be like, yo, I got a pussy. I'll do whatever you guys need me to do. I'll sew flower bags and whatever we used to do during the old wars. But like,
he's the closest thing to
a trans woman.
He's really there.
I just,
he's when it comes to stuff like that, he's ready to go.
I'm not going to war for this. I'm not fighting for this fucking country. Are you out of your mind?
Ready to go?
No, he's ready to go.
You fight for this fucking shit?
Nah, I would rather go fight against you.
I might fight for the other side.
No, he said you're ready. You're
ready for what?
To be the
front lines? Her. Oh, I'm ready to be whatever it takes to keep my fucking body parts all together.
Yeah, but you're almost out of here anyway, so what does it matter?
Well, like I'm going to kill myself soon?
No, I'm saying like you got like solid 40 probably. Solid
40 years? You think we're not having a war in the next 40?
Bro, you would suffer through all that pain. You might as well just gear up and go.
Kill myself?
No, just go out there and just see what happens.
In a war zone?
Yeah.
I would never. I'd be too scared.
Really?
Because I'm too logical thinking. I'd be like, what's the point of this? Why am I here? Who am I helping? What am I gaining? I'm like literally, oh wow, like fight for your country. My country can't even pave their own roads. Right? Like literally with my tax dollars. What exactly am I going overseas and defending? Literally what? What exactly am I gaining? I'd better off fucking literally. Send me to the fucking moon with the space monkeys.
Tell him what he's gaining.
If a man identifies as a woman.
Yes.
And he another woman.
She another woman.
Would you call that
scissoring
or a cat fight?
Ooh. I'd call it sexy. Be like, hot, I might jerk off. I'm just saying.
Do you want to sound cancelable, bro? There you go, bro.
I can't get it. What are you kidding me? Asking for is Rumble hiring? We need
check this out. I got something for you. Okay. It's a true. This is the Alpha King. Yeah. Okay. Men would date a woman with nothing to offer, but women are only looking for men with something to offer. What are your thoughts on this?
On a real note, I think a lot of guys make the biggest mistake of showing off how much money they got. Like when I met my wife, I met her as a backpacking in Spain with a small bedroom at an Airbnb. And she didn't know that I had some success. And even now, I've gone and done other business. I do real estate debt, have an online education company. But she was with me really before a lot of things happened for me financially. Even then, I downplayed what I had. And I think one of the worst mistakes you can do is show off. I actually think, and you tell me what you think, with your big Bel Air mansion here. I think that showing off how much money you got, in my experience, has been more of an annoyance, heartache, and frustration than, I don't think it's worth it, because I'll tell you why. I feel like people will, it's really true to a degree that people will use you. But it's not so cut and dry that they use you. It's very ambiguous. There's a very gray area of, they're calling you brother, they're very close to you, but there is something there that they're taking from you as well.
Right.
And I also think you have a disadvantage when it comes to negotiation. You have a disadvantage. People will expect, they don't mind fucking you for 300 or 3,000 if they know you have 25 million cash in the bank. Because to you, it's nothing.
Right, it's a rounding error.
And also the little thing you do might be not appreciated because it's like, oh, well, that's nothing for you.
Right.
As honestly, me as a Jew, coincidentally, a Muslim told me this. He said to me, don't tell people you're a Jew or a Muslim. Don't tell people what you are because it'll be used against you. And I find that to be true. So I actually rather people not think that I have success than they think I have success. And then I bring those people near me and it causes more tension. Again,
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It depends. I agree and disagree. It just depends on what your end goal is, right? If your end goal is to show off money to also get laid, you're like, all right, you're fishing for, you're using the right bait for what you're trying to catch today, right? But if you're looking, right, you don't have to keep around. Like, what's wrong with some disposable sex, right? That's the whole point, right? If I'm like, I might not want to show off financially sometimes, but if you run around New York City and you take a girl to a few nightclubs and everyone's nice to you, like, oh, Kirill, right? Everyone knows you. I'm using that currency to get laid. I am showing off. I'm not looking at this girl as my future wife, right? I'm literally just there for the moment. You gotta, Yeah, I mean, but for your future wife, yeah, sure, you probably should suss her out. But you also have to remember, it's kind of crazy. Me and my girl got together when I was 33, she's 34, right? And she thought I was a dirtbag, scumbag, I was a slut whisperer, I had ugly Russian Jew, I had everything going. I was very prickly package for any girl to consume, right? And she was worried until she came over to my New York City apartment, where it was in a nice doorman building, beautiful view, right? And then I her, right? And then she was like, I was like, you're my property now. And she's like, okay. And she walked into my apartment and she went, okay, he has to have his shit together to live here. I guess all that must be part of the brand, as opposed to like, oh, this guy sleeps on a dirty, wet mattress in some fucking shitty apartment. So it kind of works too for some girls who are like, I just want to make sure that Kirill is stable and this is a character.
How did you go from photographer, man, to, because we're like alumni, New York City nightclub alumni, that's really, I look at that as my university.
Dude, it's the best. It's the best because the best friendships are forged over a good time, right? No one remembers like a dinner sometimes you had with people. You might not remember like a meeting, but you will be bonded over alcohol, whores, drugs, nightlife. You're bonded over that because you're both out. You might have dirt on this guy now,
but because only if you're a winner of nightlife.
No, you could still go out and you still like just drinking with people lets their inhibitions down, and now you have a secret together.
You guys can have like, yes, the memories will be there, but they will only remember the real winners of nightlife.
No, Val. Like, alcohol bonds people.
Guys.
Alcohol bonds people.
It bonds people, but I'm saying the champions get remembered.
I don't know what that means.
No, that's
I don't know what that means.
No, that's right. Champions do get remembered.
A good time and a good party is cool and all, but at the end of the day, the legacy gets passed on through the champions.
Definitely. There were several guys, man. There were several guys that made it. There were several guys that came out of that era, that alumni.
Well, he's one of them.
Definitely.
That's the champion of nightlife.
Oh, there's about 1 billion of them. What do you think?
Cool.
Every table in a nightclub is there negotiating something, right?
No, I'm talking about there's a selective number of champions of nightlife. You were one of them. You will be remembered as a champion of nightlife. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Those dinners are fun for those people. They have good memories.
What dinners?
Like you said, like partying and this and that and the third, like a good night out. It will be remembered, but you will be remembered as the champion of nightlife. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I mean, Val, do you?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah,
you get it. Trust me.
I'm just explaining to you the logic behind why nightlife relationships are better than just being like being like a guy who works in an office and they go like.
Yeah, of course. A good time is always a good like rapport.
I mean, put it like this: there was a guy, Adam Alpert.
What's his name?
Adam Alpert. He manages Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
And they started at the same club you were working at.
Yeah, we all started together.
Gold Bar.
We were at Gold Bar. We were at Riff Raffs. We fucking...
Yeah, small world, right? Adam was one of the first guys that I would also go out with. And then I remember he was managing with Sal Morale and Just Ski, I think. They had a DJ company.
4 a.m. With Johnny Lennon. And then they got the Chainsmokers and they all ran off.
What happened to Johnny Lennon?
He's still around. Runs the Surf Lodge.
Oh, okay.
Does the door there. I talked to him still.
I tell him I said hello.
That's a fucking champion of nightlife too.
I mean, he basically was the guy to help you put on. They had you
Dude, I shot Gold Bar when no one was allowed with a camera.
There was a DJ, Jesse Marco or something. He still does it. Sinatra. Those are like your crew.
That's my crew. Dude, I've traveled the world with those guys. That's such a great era of nightlife.
He's now in Japan, I think, right?
Sinatra's doing a lot of Japan. Yeah, they're all over there.
Have you been to Wanoka in Japan?
I've never been to Japan.
Amazing. Oh, you should go, man.
Oh, yeah?
Sal's a king out there.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a king. Sal Morale's like a king. Brooklyn boy.
I know.
Yeah,
he's the guy that...
He brings everyone out there.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's a good experience.
I know. I have some close friends. Gleb is friends with Sal and all of them.
Val, do you think it's wrong if a woman has a dick?
I mean, it's not. In my
right.
In my opinion, it's not right. I don't know if it's wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not. But I don't think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? I don't think it's healthy.
Crowley, if a woman do you think it's a bad thing if a woman has a dick?
I think it's kind of like a car with square tires. You're like, why'd you need to make that?
Yeah.
A woman with a penis is very detrimental.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think about a guy, Ethan Klein, at age 3, and I'm like, he's so hospitable to the gays. And I remember saying the T word and getting it muted on his show. And now I see him getting getting attacked because someone took a picture with him.
Yep.
Right? If a guy like Ethan who is so hospitable to these groups that are cancelable, they get canceled, that have protection.
Right.
Then who's left? Because I think also about the shows we're doing, the show we're doing now. This show we're doing now, there's nothing really hateful. We're just fucking around.
Because there's context in this, right? Ethan, the problem with the internet is the people who accuse you of things don't give you their full Carfax report on themselves, right? Because if you could face your accuser naked like they're making you be naked, right? And I could be like, what do you think I am? Oh, you think I have hate in my heart because of what I tweeted one time out of the other things that whatever I said bothered you? Let me see what you've done in your life. And if I could fucking Carfax your life, you'd shut the fuck up real fast.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Like, that's why I always preach I'm anti-privacy. I want less privacy. I don't care. You're already tracking me. I'm not doing anything, right? But if I can find out everything about you, guess what? You'll fucking keep your mouth shut way more. If the people who are clamoring for, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, you shouldn't say that. You're like, dude, are you fucking shitting me? I bet you have so many skeletons.
I mean, I would imagine the people that maybe even attack. But it's crazy to see someone that. I feel like if you're going far left with comedy, you cannot. At some point, you get canceled.
Yeah, because there's someone more left and so much more crazier, right? They won't care. They'll be like, well, I like oranges instead of apples. They'll be like, oh, yeah? Well, did you know that? And you're like, now you're like an enemy to the... It's like, when did my opinions become like
I don't
toxic?
have to be sympathetic about joking.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm joking, why do I have to have sympathy doing, like, you know what I mean? Just I don't know.
Why is it wrong to like or not like things? When did that become a problem? Right? Like, it's like when people get upset if you make fun of fat people, where you're like, they're gross. And they're like, that's mean. I mean, you're like, but gross isn't a feeling I can control, like jealousy. I can't control jealousy, right? You can't control jealousy. You can't control gross. Like, if I see a gross house, you're like, that's gross. And if I see a fat person, sometimes I'm like, you're just gross. I'm not being mean. That's just what you are.
I mean, what sort of comedy could you make in 2024 and not get canceled, right? It's like you can make a joke about your experience when you go to the dry cleaner.
Right.
You can make a joke about Pop-Tarts. Like Jerry Seinfeld, he did the
Right.
Pop-Tart film
Movie,
or something. And he's an OG. And I think he's very talented. And I think he can go masculine and do dirty jokes. But his comedy, or Kevin Hart, it's not that they can't go the other way, they can. But it's so clean. It is so non-offensive. And then
Did you see Kevin Hart was on the live stream?
I see it.
With Kai?
With Kai, and then with Drewski. And they had, Kai has a friend that he recruited from like Taiwan or something like that. It's like this Asian kid. And now he lives in his house and he's like super funny Asian dude. Yeah. And he taught him how to speak English. But the English that Kai taught him was kind of like hood New York vibe. And they brought this Asian kid into the room. And he started saying something, and Kevin's like listening to him. He goes, "Wow!" He said, like out of nowhere.
Right. When did that become canceled?
And then it was just like funny. And then they were like, and then Drewski and Kai were like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Chill out. You're not racist, And then Kevin's just kind of drunk, just fucking around. And he's like, I've been around the world, baby. I've been around the world, like trying to basically tell him that like he can speak like whatever Cantonese or whatever they talk. And it's just crazy that he can't even joke like that.
He got hit for it?
Nah, he didn't get
No,
hit
so
for
then
it.
he got away with the joke.
Nah, he got away with it, but I just thought it was funny that Kevin even stepped into it to do something like that.
Well, I think because if you can defend it, then you're fine, right? Like, I don't really make any opinions I can't defend. So it's very easy for me to just say what's on my mind, right? Like, if I want to go into hello, I'm an Asian person, right? You're like, okay, fine. Is that offensive? Maybe. Is that racist? Absolutely not. I don't think of you less as a person because you talk like that, but it's funny. And it's just like gross or jealousy. That's funny. My brain laughs at that. A real Asian joke, right? Like, you're not like, I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to have less rights than me. I don't think I'm better than you. I just think the voices coming out of your face make me laugh, and my brain can't control it, and that's a natural feeling, right? It's the same way like, oh, you're born gay. Oh, I was born that way. Well, guess what? I was born with a fucked up sense of humor, and that's my identity now. Sorry, I have a mental illness. I laugh at horrible shit, and you like, immoral
They
sex.
say that people that have dark humor are usually more intelligent.
Yeah, because you need to be able to laugh at the world.
Well, do you think a gay guy who had fun till 25, 27, had a great, enjoyed it, had a blast, but then he wants to get married and have kids?
With another gay guy or a straight woman?
Just with a woman. But it was fun for him,
feel like
Now he's ready to settle down. What do you think about that?
I mean, we always talk about, people growing and becoming better, right? I mean, isn't that what we want? Do you want
that means
someone you want some rehab,
Yeah.
It's a great come up. I mean, a girl has lesbian experiences and then she can marry a straight guy and you're like, oh, she's just always straight. Like, we can't have a gay phase. But women can.
No, I mean, I think there are guys that have fun till like 25, 28 being gay.
Yeah.
And it was fun for them, like legitimately fun for them. And now they're like, all right, well, you know what? I do want to have a wife and kids.
Yeah, it's like,
I think that's common.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
you can
common?
your taste can change.
Among gay guys? I think so.
Yeah. I don't like raisins after I was like 26, 27.
Yeah. You grow out of it like a video game.
Yeah.
Like you have video games when you're a kid. You watch baseball maybe when you're a kid. Maybe later you don't.
Yeah.
You find out pussy exists. For me, I'd
You
stop.
find out at 27 pussy exists.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
whoa, are you kidding me? This has been pussy this whole time?
Yeah.
I've just been sucking dicks my whole life?
Yeah.
Damn. Gay Island.
You think about that?
You should think about Gay Island.
Can we turn this AC back on? It's getting kind of hot.
It's turning into Gay Island here.
It's honestly, guys, I'm not sure what I think about that.
I think Gay Island would have a lot of sexual
I think there's
assault.
commitment to to a preference from early stages of youth.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I think there's commitment to your preference.
Yeah.
There from the early stages of
Your palate changes. You know what? Yeah, it depends how broke you get. You find out how gay you really are.
It's either you're really broke, you become really gay, or really rich, you become really gay.
Yeah, because
why is it in the middle?
Because in the middle, you're like, my life's okay. I'm going to stay straight. Oh, my life's in the gutter. I have to commit to becoming a whore, and the only way I can is by sucking dick. Then when you get really rich, you're like, well, pussy's kind of like whatever. I've already, it's like, how much more pussy could I consume? I guess I'll try dick.
I don't know, guys.
So kind of try to be, if you don't want to be
Not
gay,
sure.
try to be like median income.
I'm not sure I understand this.
What's gay?
I feel like Trump in the Joe Biden debate.
Oh, I thought you said I feel like Trump's
that
gay.
shit that was boring.
That was boring?
I thought it was boring.
I thought it was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was sad.
I thought it was really fun to watch him like talk about golf.
It was definitely sadder than 9/11.
The golf part was nice though, yeah.
Yeah. It's good. No, when he said, he goes, what did he say? He said, your son's a fucking, what did he say?
No, my son.
He said, your son's pathetic.
Bro,
No.
imagine being 87 defending. Like, how old is Hunter Biden?
I saw his teeth, man. I felt
Hunter
bad
Biden's
for him.
too old to be president.
Hunter Biden's kind of old.
54. Imagine defending. And how old was Bo when he died? Bo was the one that died in the fucking military, right?
54.
Imagine naming your child Bo. Fucking gay.
No, he passed away though.
Oh my God, Joseph. I thought his whole time his name was Bo.
Oh, wow, he died.
Yeah, he was in the military, right?
Yeah, that's sad. He died of cancer, I think, or something like
Oh really? I thought
Something
he died
like
in. Oh, he was a. Okay, that's
Yeah, 2
sad.
kids, though. Passed off for spring.
Biden crime family.
Well, listen, guys.
Nima, is there anything that you are working on? Any
Anything?
secret plans in your lab to make sure that women know their place and men know their place?
Nah, just the only thing I got coming up is my book, How to Not Be a Bitch. by Alpha King Nima. It's 25 Alpha King rules, and just try to have a book like someone's never made a book before.
Are women going to be allowed to read it? How do we prevent them from
Are there going to be
reading it?
pictures in there?
There's definitely going to be a ton of bitches in there, yeah, and pictures.
Like a picture book, so people.
Picture book, yeah.
You know, be a great.
It would actually. It is a picture book. I was going to call it a comic book, but yeah. I guess we could call it a picture book.
You know, be a great book. I'm going to write the sister book to your book.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a book for women, how to act like a woman properly. Because no one's given them a tutorial. I think I have to sit down and really be like, this is how you act like a modern woman, okay?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For you, if you made that book, your shit would go bananas.
Yeah, well,
See, it's
because
the
my
opposite of what
problem if I wrote a book about how a woman should act is like every evil thought in me will pour out, obviously in a semi-humorous, hopefully way. But honestly, it would probably be very horrifying.
Maybe we should have a couple of your images in my picture book.
Oh, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Just me?
We're both
You just want photos of me?
We're both alumni. Yeah.
So King Alpha Nima is coming out with a book of how to not be a bitch. When is this release?
Late August, early September, tentative. That's what I'm shooting for, yeah.
Late August, early September, right in time for school. It's perfect for education time.
I think you should try to get it into a curriculum.
That would be amazing. That brings some masculinity back in America.
I think Saudi Arabia would take that book and put it into their curriculum for sure.
They don't let Jews in
Saudi
that country.
Arabia wrote the book. They know what they're doing on how to treat women. Saudi Arabia is, they got it figured out.
Well, what about you, man? What you got going on?
Right now, we've just been working on this podcast a lot. Just a lot on the podcast. That's a main focus right now.
He's asking what you're working on.
Yeah, the podcast. I've been working on the podcast and my pickleball form.
Pickleball.
Yeah, I've been big on pickleball. A lot of men I hear say pickleball is feminine and it's for people that are less athletic that can't play tennis.
I believe your friend told you.
Do you
that.
agree with that statement?
I saw it. I thought it looked cute.
Pickleball.
Yeah, I thought it was adorable.
Do you think what's more adorable, ping pong or pickleball?
Ping pong is more respectable than pickleball.
Ping pong is a respectable sport. Pickleball is adorable. It's cute.
But why is ping pong more respected? It's less area to cover. It's a lot easier to play.
Because Asians are like...
You don't have to be in athletic form to play ping pong.
Because it seems like the pickleball I saw in Santa Monica yesterday, it looked like it was like pink, light blue, matches your eye color. So do people tell you that when you play pickleball?
Yeah. I played only
once.
once.
It's just a gay name.
Pickleball?
Where's the pickle?
It's a pretty gay name, man.
Do you play
pickleball?
Do you play any sports, Alpha King?
I like boxing, but I like it for cardio. I'm not trying to go competitive, but I do boxing for about a couple years now. I like it because it's just good for aging, I think. It's a sport. I like my daughter to see me do it.
I get it.
I like sprinting too.
Sprinting is good.
Yeah.
I sprint a lot away from like anybody I don't want to be with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
like sprinting from people.
You ever do any sprinting, Crow?
Do I sprint?
Yeah, do you ever
Does
do
it
it?
look like
Does
I
he look
sprint?
like a sprinter?
I sprint to the fridge.
Yeah. You'd be good at it, man, I think.
What, sprinting?
I think you'd like it, maybe. You'd maybe
sprinting is what, like short bursts of speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that's how I call sex.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Do you get compared to Andrew Tate a lot?
We have a lot of mutual friends.
You guys ever met before?
I know his brother. I know guys in that circle, but I've talked to him, but I don't know. I've never met him in person.
Are you a chess player?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you
But
support him?
I think there's some things that he says I support, and there's some things he says I don't support. But I definitely think he has a lot of nice guys around him that I've met, that I'm friends with.
I heard he has a good team.
Very nice guy, group of nice guys. I have some of them my friends, but I don't know. There's some things he says I agree with, and some things he says I don't.
But it's normal.
Yeah.
That's with everybody.
I mean, that's pretty
I'm
much...
sure
I could say that way about the Joe Biden, Donald Trump, you, Val, my
There's
girlfriend.
some things that he says
my
that I
girlfriend.
also don't.
Can you
agree
imagine
with.
being so boring that you agree with every point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also
Like, what are you, a carbon copy of this person?
I'm also older than him. I'm 43. He's about 37. I'm also married. I don't like supercars. I don't like smoking. Obviously, the big elephant in the room, I'm a supporter of Israel. He's not.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So there's some things we agree with. There's some things we don't,
Sex trafficking, We agree on that, is what I'm saying. We do
On
agree
what?
on the sex trafficking.
On what?
Me and Andrew Tate.
All right, guys. So,
Do you think he's guilty or innocent?
who, Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
I have no clue. I'm not the judge or the jury in this case.
You could have an opinion. Do you think OJ did it?
I don't think Andrew Tate.
Could you agree or disagree with his points if you know that he is a rape? Like, can you agree with other thoughts?
That's not the charge he got hit with.
No, I'm just asking, right? Like, that's where we kind of fall into a society, right? Can someone's horrific things, I'm not saying it's Andrew Tate, and just anyone, can you still consume other elements of them that might not be that horrific thing, right? It's essentially, can you listen to R. Kelly even though he did that, right? Can you listen to Michael Jackson even though he's had allegations?
Yeah, but I can separate the music.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So,
I still listen to R. Kelly.
Right.
I love R. Kelly.
Oh my God.
You know, for me as a teenager, I remember, but even back then, I remember being like 13, going to an R. Kelly concert, and in front of it was
backstage.
Awkward. No, front stage.
Okay.
No, but you know, I was just with my mom, like in the bleachers. We didn't have much money, and I remember when R. Kelly in front of like 20,000 people at the arena just took off his pants and showed his dick.
What'd your mom do?
I was awkward because I was with my mom.
Do you think your mom
I'm like
was
around
like trying to
puberty.
pretend it's inappropriate, but in her head she's like, damn.
Is this one of your Matt Rane situations right now?
No. This is a true story. Like
Okay.
he literally would just like take off his pants, show his dick in front of the whole fucking arena. And now, in hindsight, now we see what happened with him. We can see there was something there.
Was it like?
Well, who does that? Honestly, what concert have you gone to where the guy just like? Do you ever go to a concert and Taylor Swift just takes her pants off and shows her pussy?
Bro, that'd be amazing. Who complains?
But that would be fucking incredible if she was, you know.
The thing is, she's built like a Pop-Tart, so it's not as like, it's just not the same to look at, you know. But I think it's time.
Yeah.
To like.
Well, real quick, one question though, if it's all right.
Yeah, it's absolutely all right.
What you got going on, man?
What do I have going on?
Yeah,
I got nothing going on. Guys, check out my podcast. It's called Listen Ugly. No, every day I wake up is a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just so happy to be here. No, it's just, you know, do you get to a point, I'm just like, I'm surviving. Every day is full of challenges and rewards and failures, and you just kind of deal with it day by day. I don't know. Like, I'm not like moving mountains every day. Like, oh my God, like this is where my career's going. I think I'm just kind of like, I'm in the pocket. We're working on the podcast, working on the clothing brand. You know, that's it. It's just.
You're going pretty hard with the clothing brand. I saw that video of your factory, man.
That's amazing. You know, we're trying to, I don't know anything else, bro. Okay. I got nothing. I'm a Nightlife kid who somehow crawled out, and I'm just trying to, you know, not have to go back ever.
That'd be crazy if I went back to New York, made you know, a few $100s a night, bringing out models again. I don't think. Oh man, I feel the same. I can't go back to that.
So if you see me start acting real gay, either make sure I'm not broke or I might be really rich. So check in on me.
At this point, we're just waiting for your book, man.
Thanks, man.
I just want that book in my collection.
You have books?
The ones that I could look
Picture
at.
books.
I'm gonna send you one as a gift. You and your boy.
Yeah,
all three of you.
Yeah, he needs one for sure.
Thanks for having me, man.
Nima, King Alpha.
Alpha King.
Yeah, we need you to come back though for episode.
Alpha King Nima to be exact.
Alpha King Nima?
To be exact.
Okay, sorry. Alpha King Nima. Yeah. We need you to come back for round 2 though.
But on Instagram it's Nima Yamini.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so they don't like fucking start looking for Alpha King Nima.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Dude, thanks for the trip down memory lane and educating us on bitches and why we're better.
Try to be a good influence on the youngsters, you know?
Dude, job of an influencer is never over.
Yeah, man.
Clap us in, clap us out. You guys heard what this podcast is all about.
Thank you, man.
Bro, it got so hot. So hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys sweating. Yeah, we got to look at the camera for it.